welcome from the Jackson Police Department, Chief Chris Simpson, and from Lifeways, clinician Nikki Winans. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bart. Good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon to you.
Good to
Twice
see
in
you.
1 week. And
Oh,
now
my goodness.
you got something tomorrow. Your
Summit to Reduce
Summit.
Violence.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see you there again tomorrow as well.
that's right.
You guys do a fantastic job helping with the coverage.
Great. And people can still go. It's at American One Event Center tomorrow. And I think it goes from 8 to 1.
8 to 1:30.
Nice. Well, good luck with that.
Well, thank you.
Well, today I think we have something that's somewhat connected, 'cause tomorrow we're going to be talking about domestic violence at the summit.
Yes.
And today we're talking about mental health and how Lifeways is helping JPD in crisis response.
Yes.
How did this come about?
You know, it's funny because we were looking for programming or training to help officers recognize things faster and react slower, if you will, towards mental health, well, people in mental health crisis. And inevitably the training came along was the CIT. And I think you were one of the trainers.
I am one of the
She's one of the trainers, and she trained quite a few people in Jackson County, not just at the City Police Department, Sheriff's Department, Blackman Township as well, and some other townships. And officers had that good training, and I think it was even a train the trainer. So they were bringing the training back to the organization, spreading it to the officers, and they were using the training on the road, being able to recognize, being able to have a list of resources other than just arrest and take to jail. The program broadened, when I want to say it was end of 23, top of 24 when you came. Have you been there that long?
Well, I started last year being embedded as the crisis intervention team clinician at Jackson Police Department. So it was July 8th that I
Okay.
started there.
So coming up on a year, and you know, she has an office, and when you meet embedded, she is on the road with the officers, going to dispatch calls with people who are having a mental health crisis, or in crisis, shall I say, and going there and bringing peaceful resolve.
So you'll jump in a squad car based on what the call is?
I get assigned an officer, and then that's who I'm partnered with through the shift. Actually, I got dropped off by an officer. You know, it could be simple going on personal welfare checks. It could be we're responding to a particular situation that relates to domestic violence. Maybe they're homeless, maybe they're experiencing addiction. So we're helping them get connected to the level of resources that they need. It doesn't always mean going to the hospital. It doesn't always mean going to jail.
Right.
And it's about working together with the officers that are out there in the field every day. And then we talk about it afterwards. Like, what did you notice? What did I notice? So we kind of do mini debriefings in the patrol vehicles. And then if there happens to be a call that I didn't go with because I wasn't working, at least I have an opportunity to talk with those officers that were involved in it.
So I can think of a call that I know you've received. Naked man walking down the middle of a street. That type of call comes in. Your officer, they don't know what they're going to encounter. Is that a likely scenario where Lifeways would want to be on that call?
Well, I certainly would want Nikki to respond in a vehicle with one of the officers. On a call like that, you're going to have more than just one officer respond, but it would be in our best interest to have somebody with her expertise to respond as well, to be able to notice things that maybe we miss, and be able to point out some guidance and to make sure there is, you know, a resolve where it is peaceful.
Domestic calls, these types of mental health calls, you get the same address time after time after time,
Yeah.
right? So having the clinician, Lifeways, has that affected your repeat customer count?
You know, and we did a couple press releases and some interviews, and that certainly is the goal, to ensure that, you know, we're not doing repeat calls for service day in and day out, spinning our wheels, not coming up with a resolve. Since having Nikki respond with our officers, we certainly don't see as many repeat calls of service as we have before in the past.
Nikki, will you see someone that's on a call that has an issue, a mental health crisis, that you are then able to refer for treatment or for intervention in some other way outside of the police?
Absolutely. There are times where we're going on a call and there's definitely risk of harm to self or others. And the officers and we coordinate, get the individual transported. Often, it's either with Jackson JCA or it's with the officers. And then we go to the hospital and we're there with the registration. We're there from start to finish, coordinating and collaborating with not only the registration, but the nursing team in Team 1 and also with the access department there at Henry Ford. And then I'm doing the evaluation piece, and then I coordinate with the staff at Lifeways to make sure that the placement activity occurs.
So would you then stay with the...
I don't stay there the whole time. I'm there until basically the warm transfer is done with the hospital staff.
Chris, this has got to bring a lot of relief to your officers knowing that they have someone that's got the right knowledge to...
Oh, absolutely. And I go back to when I started so many decades ago, and we wanted to just be in a car by ourselves, solve all the problems ourselves, thought we knew it all.
Yeah.
And, you fast forward to today's date, and, these officers are, oh God, much smarter than what I were. They are certainly accepting of other resources, and they certainly are accepting of an expert in the car with them because, that keeps everybody safe.
Nikki, have you seen things that maybe your observational knowledge has provided something the officer didn't see?
Often so there isn't something that's just right then present, but you have to look at the nonverbals, and sometimes it's the wandering of the eyes, looking elsewhere, the delayed response, which could indicate that they're responding to internal stimuli. So maybe they're hearing or they're having auditory or visual hallucinations, which doesn't put them at necessary risk to harm or others. It's the level of what are the auditory hallucinations indicating? What are they saying? If they are verbalizing, a command type, that does put individuals in risk of more harm. And so we do have to do the level of care determination, which is inpatient.
Yeah, and in those examples, I think we've all heard stories about people who might be nonverbal or non-hearing,
Sure.
that aren't responding to the officer.
Sure.
And a lot of times what we're noticing is the officers have had multiple encounters. And then with Lifeways having a history with the individual, we're able to partnership to figure out, oh, hey, the reason why the individual isn't responding as quickly is because they have a cognitive impairment, or they're on the spectrum for autism. Maybe there's a developmental delay. Maybe they've experienced a traumatic brain injury that has resulted in maybe increased aggression. It's about knowing the individuals, but often there isn't a one size fits all when we're going out on these
Sounds
calls.
like there's a variety of things, as you can hear. And, and they're on the scene right there making that assessment as time unfolds. So that's a big ask. And they do a fantastic job of doing so.
It sounds like customer service.
Well, yeah, I guess we are in that business of customer service. Yes, we are.
I bet every officer wishes they had a ride-along clinician.
Yes, and I wish we had 10 more Nickies. I do.
Awesome. Well, it was exciting to hear about the program and its success. And thanks for the great idea you guys came up with for our.
I wish we could have, been the first, but we're certainly not. There's other organizations in the state of Michigan, policing organizations and organizations like Lifeway Lifeways who have partnered together because they see the need. We certainly see the need.
Great to hear about the team up.
Yes.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you
Thank
much,
you.
Barb. We certainly appreciate it.
You bet. Nice to see you both.
Absolutely.
From Lifeways, Nikki Winans, and from the City of Jackson Police Department, Chief Chris Simpson.